Guys, these episodes of Dragon Ball Daima continue to get crazy. Is this the craziest episode yet? I think so. I think this might be the craziest episode yet. I mean, we start off, by the way, with one of the most action-packed sequences yet of Majin Ku going head-to-head with Tamagami number 1. Where he actually puts up a pretty decent fight up against him. He actually does. He puts up a pretty decent fight. Ultimately, he loses, but we'll get into that in a bit. We get to see Vegeta kind of talking to Hibis, and they have a funny scene where we end up finding out that Vegeta's if you've ever been asked the question, do you prefer T or A? You know, like those high school questions, you know? We find out Vegeta's a T man. Vegeta apparently prefers big boobies. Apparently. If that was something about Dragon Ball anybody wanted to know, now you know. One thing that's really cool is, again, the other action-packed portion of this episode is there's a ocean monster that's going after Goku and the gang as they're trying to traverse through Namek, which, by the way, Namek came from the demon world. Confirmed this episode. They were slaves to the Supreme Kai. The Glens. They were their slaves, basically. And eventually, I suppose they got tired of being slaves and they just packed their stuff and they built a new Namek on another planet. In fact, we learn a lot about lore because we find out, well, I guess we'll get there in a minute, because we go back to the Majin Ku fight, and he loses. He loses, which I kind of, that was in my speculation. I speculated that he was going to lose. Because, I mean, I've seen images of Majin Buu out there, so I couldn't imagine, like, why would Majin Ku be the one to defeat Tamagami number 1 if they make Majin Buu? Well, what would be the point of making Majin Buu later if Ku already beat Tamagami? So I already knew he was gonna lose, but he loses, and it's funny because he's like apologizing and he's like, "Look, I'm actually a really good singer and I'm a really good shopper. If you want me to go shopping." Funny. He's kind of lame, but I kind of like him being lame. Goku gets to eat one of those little senzu bean things, which is basically just a senzu bean. But dude, we find out some crazy lore because we end up finding out that there's this guy. This guy created the multiverse. And apparently the Supreme Demon King wanted to expand the demon realm. So he ordered this guy, Majin Rimus, to create the multiverse. So for all of the people out there who were like, well, and myself included, of like the skepticism of, does this really connect to Super? What's really happening here? Not only does it confirm that it does, but it confirms how the universes were created. He's the highest authority in the universe, this guy. Created all the universes, and they eventually sent Supreme Kai into the universes as well. Or the Glens, I'm sorry. And we see, there's Gowasu. There's all the other ones we've seen in Dragon Ball Super. And then we get the big bombshell. Every being in the universe is the descendant of a Majin, ? To which that gets answered, not all of them. For example, Earthlings and Saiyans were born after your universe was created. But either way, the Dragon Ball world is just an extension of the demon world. That is insane. We also learn that apparently the Glens are going extinct. And yeah, if I recall, that's pretty much all the lore Oh, yeah, the Lins are going extinct. They're eventually going to die out. And then finally, they're all reunited. They're all reunited. Vegeta's gang and Goku's gang are all together. Man, dude, this changes everything. This changes the way you view Dragon Ball for forever on subsequent rewatches. This added so much lore. Thank you so much, Akira Toriyama. I loved this episode. It ended with the older Namekian walking up to their ship. So I guess we're going to get to see them interact next week. But guys, we're halfway through. Daima's only 20 eps from what I heard. We're 10 eps in. 11 through 20 is going to be insane. I'm so excited. Leave those comments down below. What was your favorite part of Dragon Ball Daima episode 10? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thanks so much to Ryan Wilkins, Kame Senin, and Susan Simone for all becoming members. If you would also like to become a member, on my channel there exists multiple different tier levels, and you can pick out which one is best for you.